back at the beginning of lockdown USA. Pandemic panic, viral vitriol. My friend Josh was like, how are you powering through books so fast? I'm a dang reading machine, yo. But I thought it might be kind of fun to talk about my reading routine, if that's what you want to call it, because even if you are someone who loves to read, it can be hard to read consistently as an adult. I was an actual reading machine growing up. I remember going to the library during the summer and getting a stack of library books like this tall and reading them all during the 2-week checkout period with no sweat. How I did that and somehow still had time to be super creative and do all the things I had to do, I honestly don't know. Like, smartphones weren't a thing back then, so I wasn't doom scrolling on social media, I guess. So much time wasted worrying about stuff that I cannot change. When I entered into adult life and full-time work and just basically vastly more responsibilities, I found that it was a lot harder to read consistently. Like, I wasn't reading 60 books a year anymore, man. So how am I doing it, and can you do it too? My first step to giving myself more reading time was to add in audiobooks. And listening to an audiobook is reading. I will fight you on this, man. You are consuming story content. During 2014 to 2016, I was doing a lot of traveling. Long distance boyfriend. Yay. So I had like 4 hours every other weekend where I was just sitting, trapped in my car. Boo! I also had a 30-minute commute to work, so that's another daily hour where I was just trapped. So how could I utilize that time? Getting on my library's online service, checking out audiobooks, and filling any available time where I was doing something where I couldn't be looking at a book, but I could listen. Like in 2016, out of the 43 books I read, 21 of those were via audiobook. Seriously, if you aren't currently utilizing your library's digital download services, whether for audiobooks or ebooks, you are missing out. That brings us to tip number 2, I guess, because at this point, almost all the books I read are from local digital library downloads. This is for 2 reasons. 1, because obviously books are expensive, and if I was buying 43 books a year to read them, I would go broke real fast. So, while sometimes you have to wait a little bit for your book to become available, using the library is free, and you can even request for your library to buy a book if they don't currently own it. But more importantly for me and my goal of keeping on track with reading, reason number 2 is that you have a set amount of time to read the book. Most of the books I read from the library are relatively popular and have a little bit of a wait list. So I might wait 2 to 6 weeks for a book and then have 3 weeks to read it. And there's usually someone behind me waiting for that book. So if I miss my window, then I'll either have to wait another 6 weeks or buy the book to finish it, which did happen this year. Whoops. But it was a good ending, so worth it. Personally, I function best when there's a little bit of a deadline and pressure to finish. Otherwise, I can just forget about it. Watch too much TV, lollygag around, and the next thing you know, it's been 3 months and I haven't finished the book. So give me that due date and I will get to reading. Finally, tip number 3, or step number 3, whatever you want to call it. I like reading multiple books at a time. Hold up, before you freak out. I know that might sound scary, but this is how I organize it. Audiobooks are for driving, cooking, and getting ready in the morning. Ebooks are to read on the go, during a lunch break at work, or late night with the lights off and the brightness turned down low. Physical copybooks are for vacation, or after work on the back deck, or to get sleepy before bed. Basically, every activity has a potential book counterpart. Though I would recommend reading 3 vastly different genres of books when you do this, because reading 3 romances or fantasy novels at the same time can just spell a very confusing plot disaster. What I would usually do is say listen to a nonfiction memoir on my drives, and then read a fluffy YA romance during my lunch breaks, and then deep dive into a more intense sci-fi fantasy novel when I'm at home over the weekend. So many books, but so much cool and creative content that really gets my imagination going. So question, what's your reading routine? Does it work for you? Are you trying to read more, read differently? Tell me all about it down in the comments. Plus, remember to subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you actually want to see my videos. And you can always check me out over on Instagram for all the rest of your Caitlin creative content. And I'll see you guys later. Bye!